You see, anybody who tells you that the concept of Sharia is a dogma that is intended to regulate the activity of Muslims alone in Nigeria is lying to you. It's what we call what's the Islamic word? Takia. It's takia. It's a deception. The purpose of Sharia in Nigeria is primarily a tool for control, whether Muslims or Christian. Control. I was watching my friend Sam K on TikTok. When they want to put up the Sharia laws in Kano, the Bet Niger shop that was closed, was it a Muslim shop? When they seized bottles of alcohol in Kano to break, is it Muslim beer? There is no way Sharia will be operated in Nigeria and it is going to be restricted to Muslims alone. You see, there's something about Muslim in Nigeria that I will let you know. If we are, let's say in Nigeria here, we are like 50 Christians in a community, and you allow one Muslim to come, there's going to be peace. When they become 2, there will be peace. When they become 3, there will still be doctored peace. Just leave them, let them become 10, just 10. They'll start telling you that, look, they want to be in charge of that community, even though they are 10. That is what is happening in Nasarawa State. That is what is happening in Adamawa State. That is what is happening in every other state. Even states like Plateau State, where they are about 10%, they still want to control because they realize their population is significant. This is the mischief and the incorrigibility of the type of Muslims, the type of Islam we practice in Nigeria. Sharia is one of the most retrogressive doctrine that has been implemented in Nigeria. Look, when I take on these topics, you think that I am trying to cause division or trying to insult a particular religion. Christianity, even with all its drawbacks, doesn't harm anybody, doesn't prevent other religions from practicing their religion. But those behind Sharia are using it as a tool to assert their superiority and dominance above every other Nigerian citizen. You see, have you ever taken time to know the life of Christians in Muslim-dominated state? It's a life you don't want to imagine. Trust me, as a Christian in Muslim-dominated state, don't even think about becoming a director in the civil service. There's a limit to which you can be promoted to. Don't even think about becoming a vice chancellor in university. Don't even think about getting a head in any place, because you are considered an infidel, a less than a human being. Sabuar de kazaba hana yankawa. That's what they say here. Your familiarity with the fowl, no matter how familiar you are with the chicken, it will not prevent you from slaughtering it for any festive occasion. That's what they tell Christians here. Sabuar de kaza by hana yankawa. No matter how familiar you are with the chicken, it will not stop you from cutting it. You can see the mentality. You can see the ideology behind such a statement. That's how they see you. For me, Nigeria should be spelled out in categorical letters to be a secular state where Christianity and Islam do not pose to have dominance above the other religion. Whether you like it or not, there are people in power. They're in your Senate, they're in your House of Reps, they're in your executive, trying to assert the superiority of Islam above any other religion in this country. I feel pity for politicians in the South who think, for some weird reason, that because they are in the same political business together, they are the same and share mutual understanding. Unfortunately, you are just the proverbial sabuar de kaza by Hana Yankawa. In their eyes, you are disposable, you are dispensable. Until you realize this, you understand that those people clamoring for Sharia in Nigeria are not clamoring for Sharia because of the interests of Islam. They are clamoring for Sharia because it's a necessary tool that will dissipate into the full control of everybody in Nigeria. That's how I see it. You see, we may lie to ourselves for as long as we think we possibly can, but we cannot lie to the international community because they are an advanced society and they see us and they see things for what they truly are. You see, the US Congress has passed a condition to the Nigerian government that Sharia law should be abolished in Nigeria and institutions that are erected to serve under the Sharia should also be banned. You see, here is what I think about every catastrophe that has befallen Nigeria on the basis of terrorism, Islam, Sharia, and every other thing. You know, I have a friend who said he doesn't like, he's a very good friend of mine, but when he sees my video, he doesn't like it because for some reason he thinks that I am against Islam. Certainly I'm not. But when people fall down and pass on because of radicalization of certain people through your religion, then I have a right to talk. I have a right to talk. You see, when the US came up and said that there is a Christian genocide in Nigeria, the first reaction that most Muslims in Nigeria could do was to change the narrative or reject the narrative that there is indeed a Christian genocide. But I tell you, there is indeed a Christian genocide. Do you know how many lives Plateau State alone have lost on the basis of Islamic radicalization? Do you know how many lives have been lost in Bauchi, in Benue, in Kaduna, in Adamawa, in many states in the north, in Yobe, for many years? Yet we decided to almost want to see it as a way of life, until it's like these radicals, these radicalized Muslims have become so emboldened that they have now decided to become to do their act with reckless abandonment and impunity. I mean, how do you explain a group of ragtag army walking into a church and kidnapping or abducting over 30 peaceful worshiping Christians, and you say that's not a genocide? You see, the greatest mistake that these actors who are trying to change the narrative are doing is that they want to see thousands of people littered on the streets and maybe hundreds of people being killed per day until you accept that it's a genocide. I've said it countless in this video that to describe something as genocide, it's not determined by its sheer number. It is the intention behind the unaliving of people that qualifies an act being genocide. If I go to a village and kill, if I go to a village and unalive 2 people, my intention is to systematically obliterate that community. So if I go there 2 people every day, it's a genocide. So do not attribute genocide with numbers, but the intention, the deliberate intention behind the act. That's what genocide is. So has there been a deliberate intention to ethnicize, to cleanse ethnically a group of people from this country? Or have there been a deliberate unaliving of people based or because of their religion or faith? Yes. So if the answers to these actions are affirmative, then why are we denying the nomenclature of a Christian genocide in Nigeria? It baffles me. It clearly shows that my next point is this: the real bandits, let me borrow the words from Yusuf Dati. You see those ones in the bush, they are gentlemen. They are gentlemen. Those ones are the ones, they are acting based on what they believe. You see, the real danger of what is happening to us are educated Muslims who see what they do, but they qualify what these people do with narratives that the rest of us must accept. You know, some of these Muslims, please, some of these Muslims, they actually applaud these people in the bush. Because if there is wide condemnation of this act, it would have long been settled by now. Thank God. At least I know in the north they say lefinda di karewa. That's everything. Everything that is happening on this earth must come to an end. It is time that this atrocious Islamic jihadism and Sharia law and what came to an end. Now, do I have anything against Sharia? I don't have anything against how you practice your religion. But if your religion, the hand spread by your religion, crosses the part where my nose starts, then there is a problem. The lie they tell you about Sharia is that Sharia is only for Muslims. That's a big lie. Sharia has never been designed for Muslims alone. Sharia is a tool to establish the authority and supremacy of Islam in Nigeria. I repeat that again. Sharia has been a tool established to confirm the superiority and dominance of Islam in Nigeria. So when they tell you that Sharia is only going to be applicable to Muslims alone, that's a lie. Because if it is true, then why do you break bottles of beer in Kano? Because the bottles of beer go straight to Christians that use that to enjoy myself. Why is it that when a Fulani man can bring his cows to the south, I can't bring my ogogoro to Kano? Because your religion says my ogogoro is a sin to your religion, yet you destroy it. But I don't destroy your cows. In fact, your cows destroy portions of my land when they come to my place. So there is no way you can tell me Sharia is only going to be applicable to Muslims. Because Sharia, those that are causing this atrocious mayhem on Nigeria are hiding under the dictates of Sharia to do what they do. So when America came up with this, when the legislative arm when the Congress of America came up with this suggestion, I'm very, very happy, because that's the truth. You cannot hide it. That's exactly the truth. And until the educated ones in Nigeria begins to tell the truth about what is happening in North, they are the real Boko Haram. They are the real terrorists. The educated one that you don't find there with guns, the one that live with you, the one that debates with you, the one that argue with you every day, they are the terrorists. Because deep down, even though you don't see them with guns, they have guns in their lips and guns in their hearts. This thing must be stopped. There is no religion, no human being, no sect, no people belonging to any region that is greater than this country. We must destroy people with this evil philosophy or ideology that is aimed to obliterate a certain people based on their religion, based on their region, based on their ethnicity. It must stop, and the time is now. Thank you, America. Please, the earlier you come in sharp, I don't know why you delay. Come in and stabilize this country for us.